This week we complete the book of Vayikra with the double parsha of Behar, Bechukotai. And Bechukotai contains within it the kalot, the curses, the tochacha, the rebuke, a list of terrible consequences that will come upon the Jewish people if they abandon Hashem and His service. And included in this litany of curses is the following: V'ashimotiet mikdashechem, I will destroy, I will lay waste your sanctuaries, the temple will be destroyed. V'lo ariach bereach nichochachem, and I will not savor your pleasant aroma. In other words, there will not be sacrifices, because the Torah usually says that when a person brought a sacrifice, it was a reach nichoach. It was a pleasant aroma to Hashem. Now, if we look at this curse, it is somewhat redundant. If the temple is going to be destroyed, isn't it obvious that there aren't going to be any sacrifices? If there's no place to bring the sacrifices, then certainly there aren't going to be any sacrifices. So what does it mean by I will destroy, I will lay waste your sanctuaries? And Hashem says, God says, and I will not savor your aromatic offering that you bring up. What does that mean? And of course, Rashi asks the question at the beginning of Vayikra, and he says, what does it mean when it says that it's a reach nichoach? It's a pleasant aroma to Hashem. Does Hashem have a sense of smell? Is he like a human being? The Rambam tells us in the 13 principles of faith that God is not physical, and he doesn't have these type of physical senses the way that we understand them or have them. So what does it mean when it says that when a person brought a sacrifice, that it was a pleasant aroma to God? And Rashi says as follows: what it means is that when you bring the sacrifice and you do it properly, it brings me, Hashem says, Naches ruach. It brings me a sense of satisfaction that I told you to do something and you did it properly. And I feel vindicated. I'm your creator. I told you to do something. You did it properly. I get naches. I get satisfaction. What is naches exactly? It's a word that we use. It's from the Hebrew, but it's a Yiddish phrase. And it's often what a parent says about a child who has done well. They say, my child gives me so much naches. They give me so much pleasure. I'm so satisfied and so impressed with everything that my child does. And here Hashem says the opposite. He says, if you behave this way to me, and there'll be these consequences, and the temple will be destroyed, I will not get naches from what you do. I will not be satisfied. I won't feel good at what my children are doing, because they have basically betrayed me. And that is the worst thing for a parent to say to a child. To say to a child, I don't get any naches from you. I don't get any satisfaction from you. I remember that before I had children, there was a certain community leader who said to myself and my wife, it's easy to have children. It's a biological thing, but it's difficult to get naches from children. Meaning it's difficult to raise children properly, that they are going to give naches, satisfaction, to their parents. And therefore what this curse is saying is, Hashem is warning the Jewish people, and he's saying, serve me, and serve me properly, and serve me with deep affection and love. It shouldn't just be a robotic service. And if you do that, then you give me naches. But if you don't do that, then you don't give me naches. And of course, what do we want to do? We want to give naches. We want to give satisfaction to our Creator. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.